I thought I'd ask about...
What's behind me, by the way? Oh, what a mess. Oh, do you see that? Or you just see my face or what?
No, yeah, it's mainly you as the shot.
Oh, okay. Oh dear. Okay. All right. It's okay.
Is that okay?
I can't get... Okay. Oh, what are you going to do with this? Is it just for the record?
Yeah, and also like on we've got quite a big online presence. We can try it on there.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Like Facebook and that stuff.
Yeah.
Is that all right?
Yeah, I don't mind.
So less than 2 weeks to go until the show. Are you looking forward to it?
Oh, you started interviewing. I'm sorry. Well, when he got back from a long time of painting in Spain, usually by himself there, he was amazed at what was being shown in the galleries from American artists and people like Morris Louis. And so he decided to, although he was doing very beautiful landscapes in Spain and moving towards abstraction, he decided to start painting, working with acrylic. And that opened out a whole new field for him because it was the field of color, dynamic color. And he started off by his first studio when he came to London was near the city of London, I think. I'm not quite sure where it was. But he hung pieces of unsized cotton duck. He hung them on rods, and he got on a stepladder and poured different colors down in stripes down these canvases. And they looked very nice because they were sort of translucent. And the color was rather like a stained glass window in a way. He was very delighted with that. And he did that for some time. And then he decided to paint on the floor quite a bit as well. But it was a question of up on a ladder or pouring, or then he would take the canvas in and he would shift the canvas so that the gravity would change the route of the lines of paint. So he was doing a lot of experimenting at that time. Yeah, he enjoyed it. He never went away from the immense color that he discovered through acrylic, actually. Yeah.
The title, The Dynamics of Colour, was selected by you.
Yeah.
For the show. I just wondered about some sort of thought process behind that.
Well, actually, I think I read him. He wrote a lot about his work. And I think it was a phrase that John used himself in one of his descriptions of his work. And I think it's a good title, don't you?
Yeah, I think it's really good, actually.
He's a very good draftsman. He won, I think, a Turner Prize at the Royal Academy. He did a very beautiful self-portrait, which was influenced by Rembrandt. But I think that the fact that his paintings are so pleasing and beautifully crafted is the fact that he was a good draftsman. He had that background so that he could use his previous experience to create these rather lovely paintings.
Did he ever attempt sculpture?
No, the closest to sculpture he did was using beginning to do a bit of collage, but always on the two-dimensional surface. But he never did, I think because his father was a sculptor, that he wanted to do something, and painter, but he really wanted to do painting. He started painting as a little child. He did cowboys and Indians, or drawings of cowboys and Indians when he was very young.
Do you remember them?
I've seen them, but he was a lot older than I was. I am, and so that I haven't. I didn't see him do them.
But drawing from a very young age.
Yeah, very full of action, little figures running around. He used to like to play cowboys and Indians too.
Did John and your father ever show together?
Only here. I've had a little show of their work here and seen that it looked very, very well together. And that's why I had the idea that you could show some work of his in the gallery as well as John.
Yeah, I think it works really well.
Yeah. But no, I don't think they did. They were on different fields. John was working very hard painting in his studio, and my father was carving down here. So they were both very, very busy.
What was their relationship?
I remember growing up to hear a lot of late night discussions about the value of art and what it was and what we think about the old masters, and they did have quite a few intense discussions, but they did love each other very much. They respected and loved each other, but they did have different feelings about art, making art.
Did they reach a resolution in the late night discussions?
I think they accepted each other. I think, yeah. In the end.
Perhaps I could ask you about your father's sculptures, and so the ones in this show are from a later period. I think you said they were made here.
Yes, he had a whole career in London doing a lot of architectural sculpture, stone carving, and painting as well. But when he decided to leave London, he found this studio here and started to wood carve. He found a lot. There's a pig field down the hill from here, and they had cleared trees from it and uprooted and burnt the stumps of the trees. And he found these beautiful, rather burnt shapes of wood and decided to carve them. And he did a lot of carvings that way, because he was always working. He would never stop. And so down here, with not so many commissions to do, he decided to do some wood carving for himself. And these are the last things, some of the last things he did. I think my father had difficulty at first accepting extremely modern art. And when my brother started to use acrylic in color field, totally abstract, he had a bit of problem with that to start off with. And but I think finally he got to be able to respect that. And my father was brought up really in the old school, but he himself got to be much more relaxed about his work as well. But then, of course, John was trained academically. He was went to the Royal Academy schools, and he just gradually evolved from his academic. He even did a few portraits traditional portraits to start off with, but gradually evolved it. And his landscapes got gradually looser and looser. And he started using very thick impasto paint, which was quite attractive actually, until he came back to England, and then he decided acrylic was the way to go. But then he brought the brush back again and used the brush or the roller or the rags or whatever. But he also did a lot of spontaneous pouring or marking. In my own work, I always want to reflect my feelings about what's happening around me. I do react to that more than I think. My father's work was sort of philosophical in a way. He was talking about integrity or wisdom, or he had those sort of titles. My brother, in the end, was intoxicated by pure color and the joy of pure color. And I'm rather reflective of what's happening around me and trying to express that in my work or my, So, yes.
It will be a great exhibition.
I think it will. And thank you very much.
No, you don't. That doesn't get in.
Well, I hope we've got something there.